Hello everyone, this is TimVOID and I'm gonna present our presentation called Create a System today. We are one of the artist group exhibiting in Biennale 2020 in Daejeon Museum of Art. So this presentation will introduce some of our works, including the pieces we installed in this Biennale. First of all, I'm gonna introduce our studio. TimVOID is a media art studio based on Seoul, Korea. And now the studio has 3 members, Jae-hyuk, Jun Bong-song, and Bu Young-seok. The person who's speaking is Jae-hyuk, one of the studio's founder in 2014. I'm center of the image. And since 2014, we did some artworks and commercial projects as well. Therefore, we have participated in several media art festivals such as Scopiton, Electra, and Ars Electronica as well. In 2018, we presented one of our robotic arm installation named Over the Air in Ars Electronica at the Post City. It was super great time. So I'm gonna introduce the work later in this presentation. Our background is based on engineering, especially electrical and mechanical engineering. So we're naturally interested in technology itself. When we start our studio, our goal was merging technology and art together into our work. But the problem is it was hard to decide what is our topic of our works. So I remember at the time, we had a long time to talk about what is a good start topic for a studio. And after a long argument, we decided that the system is a good start point of our studio. I know a system is quite broad idea, but we think that nowadays our life is hard to imagine without system. So we thought it can be a good start point for working with art and technology, and I still strongly agree with this idea, and it was good decision making for a studio. Now we have 3 different categories of our works. The first one is visualizing the system. At the beginning, we tried to make our own system, which has general system properties such as complexity, relationship, or perfection. The work named Light Wave is our very first piece in 2014. It is composed of many rotating LED units. And the single unit has very simple character, just rotating and dimming, depends on the degree of rotation. But because of a relationship between others, it can visualize many complex patterns such as wave in nature. So in this work, we wanted to talk about how system can be defined by relationship, and we think it is very general approach to define or analyze modern system. Wave frame is very recent work in 2019, last year. The work is also visualizing the systematic pattern, but this time we wanted to connect system and time together. All of system has their own life cycle, and sometimes they suffer cosmo and chaotic periods. But because of such periods, it can be more strong and complex. The most typical example is economic system. It has grew very fast last 50 years, but it also suffers inflation and deflation over and over again. We think all system has those kind of periods. Of course, the duration of that season is a little bit different, but while growing its complex and scale, it's really necessary periods for the system. So in this work, we wanted to put this kind of the idea to this work, and this is why the work presents the random pattern and the very geometry pattern again and again to give some more contrast between the two different periods. Yeah. Okay, second category of our work is robotic arm performance. We started using industrial robot in our work since 2016. The reason we choose the robot is it can represent modern manufacturing system. These days in the industrial field, robot becomes a main production tool instead of a human, because manufacturing processes changed a lot. Now the process is start from digital number, and the data is physicalized by automatic machine. It makes huge change to society. So we were very interested in this kind of changing, and decided to make some artworks starting from number or data, and makes a result with a physical form such as drawing and motion with robot. The work named Over the Air, the piece we installed in Ars Electronica 2 years ago, is one of robotic arm drawing performance with data. The data we used is air quality. As you know, the air quality data becomes very critical number for quality of residency, especially in Eastern Asia. So the number becomes a very important daily data like weathercast. But huge different thing is air quality is decided by human activity, such as factory working and traffic numbers like that. So I think drawing by robot is more effective than humans drawing to represent this meaning of data. This is another robot arm performance, but not finished work. It is kind of experiments in our studio. In this work, we wanted to make robot generate its motion automatically with machine learning. So this is almost first piece we used artificial intelligence into our work. The purpose of motion for the robot is expanding their area as wide as possible, competing together. So two robots try to taking up more space for each other. But interesting in this work is while machine learning, a person's character is represented by robot motion. As you can see from the video, left robot is a little bit slow and defensive, right? It is because the person who gives a data is more defensive person in our studio. But right robot, which learned from offensive person, he moves more fast. He moves much faster and more active than others to take up another's area. For us, it is very good start point to think about AI with a robot. So I'm sure one day we're gonna continue to finish this work. Okay, the last category of our work is visualizing a process. We think that all of system has their own process, including input and output. But recently, most of system becomes very complex, so it is hard to recognize the inside of it. The user only can see the out shell of system. Because of the reason, we sometimes disregard the principle of how the system works and how it affects to our lives. The work named Hammering is one of the pieces with this idea. We tried to reveal inside of a system, giving contrast between output and process. As you can see, the work has very simple input and output. The input is rotating handle by interactor, and the output is hammering on the nail. But the process is accelerated by virtual machine with lots of gears. So you can see the simple input and output, but very complex or accelerated the process in this work. And another piece with the same idea, but the much bigger and complex version, called the circle making machine in 2018. This is very same idea with the previous one, but the input is same, but the output is circle making with a small machine in front of interactor. So as you can see from the video, if interactor rotate the handle in the work, the whole of the system activates all together. So there are some physical machines connecting with lots of gears and pulley, and there's a larger virtual machine with other the mechanical parts. And the result is super simple. It's just drawing on the small paper with a pen, the circle. So this is why we called it the circle making machine. Okay, now I'm gonna introduce two of the works which are exhibited in Daejeon Museum of Art. First one is making art. It is quite similar with over the air, but this time it uses stock market data. So the idea is similar, but it is more about how different systems affect to others and how they live together in the same age. So in this work, we use an art and economic. Two of the system, art system and economic system, looks very far from each other, but we think every system of same age linked intimately. So we thought, how about the artwork came from economic system? The number can be start point of a physical result as a drawing. And in this sense, making art is not directly related with artificial intelligence, of course, but we think AI is also came from the data and number. This is the starting point, right? After then, the machine can make some of a result in the physical form or the systemic output, right? So in this work, those kind of a process absorbed in this system, I think. Okay, second piece is a super smart machine. It is just finished work, so the video is captured from our studio. It's not that clean, and sorry about it. The work is on one of category called visualizing a process, same with hammering, and we used many high technologies, including AI, IoT, and industrial robot. All of objects are connected like Goldberg machine, and the goal of the system is turning on the light. In this work, we want to give some questions about the technology in our life. Do we really understand about it? Do you know how it works? Do we really need it in my life? Those kind of things. I think these are very important questions for our studio right now. So I think we're gonna develop this work more and more later. So yeah, this is our work, which are installed in Daejeon Museum of Art for the Biennale 2020. Okay, this is the end of our presentation, and if you have a question, please leave some message or text, and if I have a chance, I'm gonna give some answer. Okay, thank you.